So one of these dolls, I already knew I wasn't going to be interested in. The other one, I also knew I wasn't going to be interested in. But now I'm questioning myself because I'm kind of impressed. Hola, high fashion doll lovers. My name is Christopher y bienvenidos to Just Christopher TV. I did my dance a little early there, but it's okay. Now, in today's dolly news, I'm covering only two things because, well, that's so far what's been released, so that's what we're covering here. One is Barbara, the other one's integrity. It's like my two favorite topics. One I talk a lot of crap about, the other one I feel like I'm constantly defending because, well, I just really like it. So that's kind of where my world goes sometimes. So, without further ado, that's not true. Nope, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. I'm not sure how long this video is going to go. I usually film everything in the sequence you see it in. So 90% of the time, I don't know what's about to happen. But just in case I'm here for a while, I think you should pause the video now, grab a snack, as well as a beverage, and hit the hype button because you're going to want other people to see this. Just saying, okay? Okay, now we're ready. Now we can get into the first topic. I got my handy paper. I'm ready. Not that there's much information about this first doll, but you know, it's got to put up anyways. The first, what's the thing that people say? The first thing of the agenda? I feel like that you could tell I don't walk into those rooms, so I don't know. Anyways, the first thing we're going to cover here is the Fashion Frontier Barbie. I didn't put that name on the paper, but I remembered it, thankfully. This is an exclusive Mattel Creations doll. By the time this video is out, she will be out because she is slated to be out November 20th. This video is coming out after that date. She is retailing at $80 and she's exclusive to MattelCreations.com. Did I say that? I had to make sure I said that again. As much as I was also fighting that yawn that was trying to come through. There's always a yawn when I'm filming these videos, and I don't think it's the time anymore. Maybe it's the universe saying that I'm on the right topic and time. That's what I'm going to tell myself. Okay, let's put my notes away. That's a good deep breath. Let me clarify that right now. I have to say, what do I have to say? I have to say that I like the creative direction of this theme. I want to say that I love the originality on this theme. I have to say that the first doll definitely made a splash, although I don't think I ever spoke about her on the channel, but she made a splash. And the second one is really creating her own lane in this duo. I'm going to call it a duo because I don't know if there's going to be another one. I don't follow Mattel like that. I feel like there was a time in the past where like we would know how many dolls were in a theme or in a collection. So I'm not sure if that information has been released. If you know it, please, in the comments down below, let me know. Do they intend to make more Fashion Frontiers? Will there ever be a Ken? Imagine that. That'd be nice. I mean, Ken's been getting a lot of attention lately. I would like to see him in this line. I digress. Back to the topic at hand. Where do I start? Okay, so I'm going to start with the collage that I created of all the details. Because for some apparent reason, that's like the visual that I'm getting. So that's what I'm going to start with, okay? The first one that's like coming to my mind is the photo of her face makeup. I really love the nod to the really like modern, strong one line, but then she has this beautiful, very like neutral face that just shines. What I think I love the most about the second doll is that she is, how can I say this without it seeming one way or the other, honestly. There is this feeling of native that she has that I think is completely something that isn't technically used in Frontier, but should be more respected in Frontier. And I really love the blurred lines with her native self, because she looks very Native American, and the frontierness of the look. There is a very, what I would say, a nice balance on top of the obvious like modernness of this collection. Like, it's very futuristic, but it's the combination of what is considered old and coming. So that's where the marriage of this frontier fashion doll is really like iconic in a way. I used the word iconic on Barbara. I really did. And that's not a word that I've used very often. So you can already tell that this was the doll that I was like, really wasn't interested in. But if I was investing in Barbara, this would probably be the line that I would invest back into, just because it just reminds me of the days where she was ahead of the game. It reminds me of the days where she was creative and took risks. This line feels like a line that you're taking a risk on. I understand that this whole like concept was very popular last year. People give credit to Beyonce and her tour. So if that's who you want to give credit to, more power to you. I respect it. But yeah, I think that this is one of those few lines that just feels like it's taking a risk, and it's really bringing ideas that you would have never thought would be seen before. Because again, with a beautiful marriage here is that idea of Western meets space. And it's presented and delivered in designs perfectly. And what I love about Model 2, which is who we're talking about here, is that she really dives into the Western aspect a lot more than the first one did. I'm going to get a collage of the two of them later. But for now, we're going to focus on the details, because with this doll, we have like the iconic chaps. We have the more like westernized top. I was going to say like bustier, but it's not really like a bustier. But it's kind of corset-y with a, you get the drift. She, out of the two, is more of that Western girl. She really has all of those Western features that make the look that step above. And I think the only thing that really makes her modern is her makeup and the silver. Here's something else I wanted to say, because a lot of the images that I'm using are the one from like the promo shot with her on the planet in purple lighting. As much as I get the concept and as much as I get the color reference and everything, I feel like those images are almost taken away from her beauty, because she's more black and white. I almost feel like her thing should have not been purple. It should have been more white or more silver, because she is more of that girl when you take away the purple. Like, yes, the purple reflects really nicely on the silver fabric that's being used on her chaps, and as well as the details on the jacket. But the reality is she's more black and white than she is purple and black. And yeah, I think it would have been a little bit nicer to go that way. Like, she almost gives you Moon, where maybe the first one was giving like the planet Venus, because it was pink and it just felt very vibrant. I almost would have said that this one would have been the Moon with the black and the white. So the purple kind of throws me off. It, again, was shot lovely, but it takes away from the beauty of the outfit when you're putting it in that lighting, because there are so many more details that you get to see when it's up against a white background. Don't even know why that came out that way, but we're gonna move on, because that's how it came out, and you know I accept things for what they are around here, okay? Yeah, I do. Okay, I digress. What we're gonna show now, because I'm digressing, I really am, is the side-by-side of the box. And the reason why I'm doing the side-by-side of the box is because in the box, they're really leaning on this purple coloring for her. Again, I would have thought white was better, because even in her base is a like pearlescent white, where like the first one is pink. That's why I'm kind of like, I don't know where the purple came from. I don't know whose decision that was to do purple, but it would have been fun to have her in white or like smoke. Like, it just, the base brought me back to my tangent on the color, because although the box is pink, the base is white. And I'm like, yes, because it would have made more sense. Here we are. If someone down in the comments, you understand. Yeah, you do. knows why purple was used for this doll and has a little bit more background on like what's going on, please tell me. Because I obviously, as you can see, I'm stuck on wanting it to be white. I'm like, all of the things are pointing for it needing to be white. I just don't understand why it's not. But anyways, I love how each girl is really standing on her own, but she complements each other in this concept of Western meets future. It is so far a very well thought out line. I did want to also point out that I noticed while I was getting the images of the first doll that the price for that doll was $75. So she's gone up $5 in the current state of the world, which isn't bad per se. And of all the dolls that I've seen from Mattel recently, I have to say that this one at $80 feels right. You know, like I definitely question some of the other $100 ones, but this at 80 feels where it should be. So overall, this is definitely a doll that I, again, would have never thought I was looking forward to, but a doll that I definitely think is worth you looking into if this is what you're collecting. I can't believe this. I am recommending a Barbie product. Well, you know who's next. Well, it's obvious who's next because there's only 2 people in this video, Christopher. Anyways, I'm going to be nicer to myself. Up next, we have Fashion Empress, Tatyana Alexandria. I thought I said that so much better when I was writing it. And then I got too excited. And then I said it too fast. Let's try that again. It's Alexandria. Drovio. Nope. I lost it. We're moving on. The 2024 design competition doll. The edition size for this doll will be determined because she is available for pre-order. Any W Club member can pre-order her. So she's up for grabs. She is slated to arrive spring 2026, which is kind of the date for a lot of people right now. And her price is $185 plus shipping and handling. And she has an $8 additionals for tariffs. Did the tariffs go down? I mean, it's kind of hard to even live in this country. Sometimes I can't keep up with the news. But did it go down? Because the numbers seem to have gone down on that. Anywho, I digress. I would like to start with an image of the design competition submission and the final product. Simply because obviously some things were updated and changed in production, which is to be expected and was warned. Remember my last video when I was talking about warnings and some people not having them? Yeah, Integrity Toys always gives you a warning, okay? They always tell you the final product may vary from what you see in the photos. Transparency. Okay. I also wanted to start with this image of the design competition because there were some styling choices that happened with the final doll that I have questions on, but aren't questions that are going to sway me. When this design won, I knew very early on it was not going to be for me. I might have considered the doll, but now the pairing of the doll and the outfit are just simply not for me. So I am really here to say that I appreciate the final product, although it's not for me. And I am someone that will give credit where credit is due, even if it's not for me. Okay? If you've been around here, you will know I will tell you the truth. Even if I don't want it, I can still appreciate it for what it is. And this right here is one of those moments. So at the end, I'm going to put the photo of the doll laid out with all the accessories that they've been doing lately because I really, really love that image, but we're not there yet. Let's look at the promo shots. So this wasn't what I was thinking when the theme of Queen was introduced last year. And I think seeing the final product like this is very eye-opening to me on the fact that I think within the W Club, there is a very strong, big community within it that really loves this like fantasy vampire thing. And I feel like Integrity should revisit their new fantasy line and maybe dive into this vampire thing a little bit more, because again, although it's not for me, I can see that it's liked, because this is not what I was thinking when I was thinking queen. And this is from someone who was helping a friend with their own submission. And the way that it was read obviously is open for interpretation, but this final product is very obvious to be a very specific thing. Okay, this isn't just like an open, this is the queen of vampires. You know, like the way that the doll was styled, the way that the look was just designed in the design competition. I'm over here pointing like that image is still there. It already had that vibe. So IT, if you're watching this, I know sometimes you do, maybe get one of your new design in residence to do like a new fantasy vampire storyline, because obviously your people are into it. I'm not, but just because I'm not doesn't mean you shouldn't be into it. But yeah. If you're watching this one and you didn't watch my like Meteor design submission, you should go find that one. Anyways, I digress. I saw the images in this email and thought, wow, what a well-presented design. You know, when you think of the design submission, as great as it was, I was submitted, seeing the set, seeing the photo, seeing the doll that was chosen, it really ties in the look in a way that really kind of brings it home. The only thing that I would like nitpick if I needed to are like styling things. I don't understand why we went with like a short booty instead of like this laced up gladiator sandals that were originally in the design. I don't know. I feel like the little booty kind of cuts. When you have a high and low, you want to show a lot of leg. And then the legs here already have the stocking. So I feel like putting the booties kind of like just cuts that leg drama a little short. An open pump with like a V cut would have been fabulous. Again, the lace up boots that were included that have that bit of an opening and some teasing, I guess you can say, going on would have been fabulous. I'm not 100% sold on the gloves in this image, but everything else is up to par with the design. The coloring is a little bit darker, which I think works better because we have so many like dark elements. The only thing I would say also, besides the styling of the booties, that I was kind of like, I wish there was something else there. The hair. I love the use of the short hair, but this like pulled back thing, it makes me feel like she either needs like painted edges or like maybe she needed a circle in the front. This just feels very bare. I know like an accessory for a headpiece was not included, but I'm like, could we have added that later on? This just feels very naked. Like, I know it's about the design, but I almost feel like maybe we should have done something in this area because it just feels bare. It feels empty. And I don't want her to feel bare. I don't want her to feel empty. I want her to feel like an empress. Why did I use an accent, you might ask? I would like to ask myself the same question and we'll never get that answer because I just do random stuff. Yeah. Anywho, now we're going to move on to the image that I've been promising you, which is the one with her having everything laid out, because I love these images. I feel like it really showcases all the items individually the best way possible. You know, when we're looking at a promo shot and she's fully styled, we have to like look to see if there's a bracelet or what earrings and the necklace. We got to zoom into photos. But when it's laid out like this, you still got to zoom in, obviously. You know, I was going to say you don't, but you do for some items because they're a little smaller. But for the most part, it really allows you to see things a little bit more clearly and laid out and really be like, okay, cool. This is what I'm getting. This was included. As a restyler, I feel like that image also helps me be like, okay, can I restyle that item? Could I use this somewhere else? It really gives you opportunity to play. So I really love the use of these images. And yeah, she was never for me. I was never interested. When this look won, I was slightly disappointed. I don't have the images anymore, but there was a gold ball gown that was giving like Anastasia. And then I had a second look with like, Why are the looks that are more versatile not winning in these design competitions? Okay, I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I'm not going down that rabbit hole right now. I'm not. Again, this is voted by the community. We all have very different tastes. This is not my acquired taste, but I do think this was a well done job. Oh, before I leave, I'm gonna add something that a friend of mine said in the DMs that we were chatting. It feels a little unfortunate that this release comes right after an event and so many people have like been focused on that and purchasing that. And as I said in my last Dawn News video, slow the hell down, Christopher. I feel like the doll companies really need to have a conversation about when to release things, because it almost feels like this doll might not get as much shine. Let's say she would have been released before the event and had more of a moment. Now she's kind of just in this buffer area behind something that was so grand, and you're kind of like, okay. For those of us that weren't waiting for her, I should speak from a place of personal non-excitement for this doll. Right. That's what I mean. I mean to come from there, okay? No offense to no one. Let me leave, because I'm just going to keep saying the same thing. Yeah, I'm leaving. All right, high fashion doll lovers, that concludes this video of doll news. If you have any feelings about all the drama, I lied. There was no drama in this video. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what stood out to you. And also let me know, what are you looking forward to? Is there the rumor in the dolly world that you've heard of that you want my opinion on? Is there something that you've pre-ordered that now you're second guessing? Let's chat about it, because right now the sky's the limit of open thoughts, because we have no idea what's coming next. And I feel like, at least on the integrity side. Wait, no, I did see a Barbie calendar. Both companies seem to be going a little hard around the holiday season. And this just doesn't seem like the year to go hard around this season. Just saying. If you're in America. I don't know about things happening outside of America, because, well, it's overwhelming just to live here right now. Okay? I hope you have understanding there. As much as I'm gonna, yeah, okay. Let me go now. Adios.